This is Fred. Fred lives on the front porch. So that was Fred. Fred came with the house when we got this 18 years ago now. And he has never left the front steps, and we thought he was fitting here and he shouldn't move. So Fred gets to live on the front steps. And actually the sort of more covered in moss and lichen that he gets, the better I like him. So anyways, that's Fred the Seagull. But this is the front door, and welcome to it. No one has been to it in a really long time other than the UPS guy, because we don't have people come over to our house anymore. Because that's the world we live in right now. But that doesn't mean that we don't completely ignore it. Well, sort of, I have been ignoring it, but I thought it was time for a little front door spruce up, partly because our goal this year is to live outside as long as we can. We have a long winter ahead of us. There's going to be a lot of time to be stuck in our houses, and so I want to make the most of enjoying my outdoor spaces. So even though I don't often do a lot of fall things, I'm going to do a very small little touch of fall on on the front area here, and a little bit of sprucing up a few things. There's some paint that needs to be touched up. We're going to change the color of the door. Not a lot. We got to deal with the screen door. So it's just a little bit of a fall spruce up, and I thought I'd bring you along. Now I just don't have it in me to make one of these great front steps that's just overflowing with all this fall stuff, with all the pumpkins and the mums and the corn stalks, all of which I think are really beautiful. I just don't have that styling mode in my head. I also can't stand front doors when people put so much stuff around their front doors that you can't actually get to the door. It's a bit of a pet peeve of mine. There's no danger of that happening here. So just a light touch of fall. We are going to deal with the planter. And I just thought I'd bring you along to see how it turns out. So we all know that the secret to a good after is a really terrible before. So let me show you some of the less pleasant parts of the patio. First of all, here's the planter. Parts of it are looking okay. The Nicotiana in the top is looking quite spent. There's quite a few aphids on parts of it too. Down here I've got this eucomis. That needs to come inside soon so that I can save those bulbs, tubers, whatever they are, for next year. I've got some mint, which I'll just move to a different spot for here. This little paddle plant succulent needs to come inside very soon. The Kent Beauty oregano, ornamental oregano, is pretty well done. We've got a jar of Japanese beetles here. There's Fred right there. And then you might notice that, say, this railing is looking a little terrible. We also had a horrible problem with animals getting between the bottom of the door jamb here and the steps. So we filled that with expanding foam several years ago, but now we look at expanding foam. And if you go inside, you will notice there's a bit of paint that needs to be touched up on the trim. So we're just going to try to get this all in shape. Okay, so here's what we've done so far. I tried to wash off all the bugs and stuff off the siding and off the door. Then I scraped all the paint that was loose on the door frame. And then I took the sander and tried to sort of bevel those edges a little bit where the paint met. And then I've hit that all with some primer. So while the primer dries, I'm going to deal with this railing behind me. This railing serves the purpose of making our insurance company happy. So all you need for our insurance company is a railing by your steps. It doesn't technically have to be in a place where it's usable. So, or I mean, it's usable if I moved this planter. So anyway, I'm gonna move Fred out of the way, flop this clematis back away from it. I'm gonna pull these Nicotiana out of here because it'll just be easier to work with these gone, and they're going anyways. And then I'm going to just hit this with some spray paint because I have never touched this in all the time we have owned this.
I love you. I give you everything you want me to. Think about it. If I could, I'd run down the moon and give that.
Okay, you want to guess what I just totally backtracked and did? I decided to pull out the pressure washer. So as I was just about to paint that railing, I looked around and realized that there was really a lot of staining on the steps, and I was trying to not pull the pressure washer out because that's just a big pain and whatever. And then I realized if I was going to clean them, the time to do it was before I painted that railing. So I just pressure washed everything, and well, as pressure washing does, it got a little messy, and in my good flip-flops, no less.
One thing's true, I never asked for nothing more than you. Think about it. If I could, I would be the perfect deja vu. Stars and sun all separated, rainbow colors newly painted. I put it all in a paper bag for you. Have a nice day. All the gods and all the angels, got them waiting at your table. 'Cause giving you my heart was not enough.
Well, it's all finished, and I think it's safe to say I won't be putting any catalog stagers out of business. But this works for me. So the door's been painted. I went with Benjamin Moore Hail Navy. It's a color that I've used in other places in our house, and it's just, for me, it was a sort of a go-to navy. I always worry that navies are gonna go purple. So I just knew it would work, and I didn't want to overthink it and really get bogged down by trying to pick one navy over another, and I knew it worked, so I went with that. Now the previous color, which I'm sure some of you will have preferred, was Benjamin Moore Downpour Blue. And what's interesting is that when I was painting the door, I realized that this is now the third time that I've painted this door in 18 years. It was forest green when we bought the house, and then I painted it a really bright blue. And then I toned down that blue to downpour blue, and now I've gone darker again to this navy blue. Who knows? I think I'll stop before I get to black, probably, but it works for now. And I love how just painting a door can change things a little bit. It makes me feel good to sort of freshen it up, and it's a pretty easy thing to do. As far as what you see on the patio here, so what I did for the planter was, I'm cheating a little bit here, but we haven't had a frost yet. There's no frost in the forecast for the next week, and I don't know what happens after that, but the verbena that's in the big planter still looks really good, and I wasn't ready to give up on it yet. So what I did was I just got some corn stalks, and I tucked in some ornamental kale and a few little light pansies, just for a little bit of color in there. I wish pansies got a little bigger. The problem with this pot is that it's such a big pot that small plants are difficult to have them have an effect in there, but I did want a little bit of fresh color in there. And I think I said I'm not really a cornstalk person. Well, I needed height in there, and I had no idea what else I was going to do for height, so cornstalks for the win. And then I moved the Diamond Mountain Euphorbia over here. Again, I know that's not going to last super long, but it still looks good, and I thought it filled in this space nicely. And of course, I've got some pumpkins over here. I feel like I should probably have about 40 more pumpkins. But there is a point at which it gets ridiculous to keep putting pumpkins there unless you grow them yourself. And I did try to grow pumpkins, and I have one pumpkin that's about this big on that vine, so I guess that's not going to be displayed here. And then I did what any self-respecting YouTuber slash Instagram person slash anyone trying to make a picture look good would do, which is I went to the old standard of limelight hydrangeas, but why wouldn't you? So anyways, I just had these little wicker, these are all-weather wicker planters that are lined with a plastic liner. And I think I got them at Terrain, if you're looking for something like that. And I just cut some beautiful hydrangea blooms and I put a big bunch of them over here because they actually are at a really pretty color right now. I like this lime to pink color. And then to just balance things out, I put a few more over here. So, so that's it. It's a little changeover to fall. It makes me feel good, frankly, that it's not all orange and very Halloween-y looking. I think that would make me, I'm not quite ready to be there yet. I like to ease into these seasonal changes because I just love summer so much that I'm sad to see it go. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing this. It was just sort of me figuring out a few little problems that we had. But some of the things I did here, like repainting this railing and caulking the little seam behind me and just repainting the door, were all things that really needed to be done. So this gave me the urge to go do them and just get this all done at one time. So anyway, I hope you're having a great day in your garden, and I hope you are enjoying fall if you're a fall person, and I hope you're hanging on to the last vestiges of summer if you're more into that like I am. See you soon.